The story of Crazy Joe was torn from yesterday's headlines, and it's as terrifying as tomorrow's.
Good morning. Welcome back to Crazy Joe's Concession Stand. I'm Crazy Joe. Today we have another physical media review for you. This one comes from our friends at Warner Brothers, more specifically the Warner Archive department. Warner Archive, as you may or may not know, is the section that brings back older things that may not get a mass release or may not have the market may not demand a mass release. So they're kind of discs on demand. They're made by the order. So these aren't things you're going to find in a brick and mortar store. You've got to get them through Warner Archives. You can usually get them through Amazon. And today we have something kind of cool. If you're like me, I'm Gen X. I grew up watching Hanna-Barbera cartoons. I've always loved Hanna-Barbera cartoons. They didn't have the best animation. They were, limited, reused backgrounds, but we grew up with them. We loved them. And this was a one-season Hanna-Barbera primetime series, Top Cat. The complete series of Top Cat is now available on Blu-ray. This show only ran for one season in primetime. And apparently it became very popular in Mexico. I know there was recently a couple Top Cat movies that I think they went direct to video here in the US, but I think they both got theatrical releases in Mexico and South America, because apparently the character of Top Cat really took off down there. But there was only one season of 30 episodes, and these 30 episodes are now collected in one Blu-ray set by Warner Archives. I'll show you the packaging here. You get, one of these cases. There's 4 discs. You'll notice the discs put the name of the episode right on the disc. I always like it when they do that. There are some special features on here. So there you go. What are the special features? Well, the special features are commentary on 3 episodes by series veterans and animation historians. I watched one of the commentary tracks. 2 top documentaries, Back to Hoagie's Alley, The Making of Top Cat, and Cool Cats in Interview Alley, which profiles the memorable voice cast. You get storyboard showcase comparison on The Missing Heir, a Top Cat sing-along, Top Cat collection of art, stills, sketches, and backgrounds, and vintage commercials. So you do get quite a few special features there. I watched it. The episodes look pretty clean. I mean, it's not like, jump out of your skin HD quality where you're going to be like, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, but it looks good. It's presented in the proper aspect ratio, 4:3 aspect ratio, preserving the ratio you would have seen it on your TV. Like I said, this was a primetime series, which was at that time unusual for animation. Obviously today, thanks to The Simpsons, that's not an unusual thing, but back then it kind of was. In fact, I know it wasn't the first, but I think the Flintstones was one of the first primetime animated sitcoms. And, the Flintstones was kind of a takeoff on the Honeymooners. They kind of ripped the format off of the Honeymooners. And to what I understand, Top Cat did the same thing, but they ripped off the Phil Silvers show, Sergeant Bilko. Now, I have to confess ignorance to Sergeant Bilko. I, Gen X, grew up watching TV, watching reruns of old shows, Gilligan's Island, Brady Bunch, the Honeymooners, but I've never seen a single episode of the Phil Silvers show. It's just one of those shows. I don't know if it's regional, but I don't think it ever aired on Nick at Night, which is where you saw a lot of these shows when I was growing up. A lot of the older shows you would find on Nick at Night. And the local Philly TV stations, at least when I was watching TV from the late 70s, on, the Phil Silvers show was not one of those shows you would find stripped in syndication 5 days a week, like the Munsters or McHale's Navy. For some reason, Phil Silvers just didn't make the cut. Now, I do know Sergeant Bilko from the Steve Martin remake movie. That I've seen. But yeah, And one of the cast members of Sergeant Bilko, or the Phil Silvers Show, does a voice on here. So there you go. And I should have had that in front of me. I apologize. Which cast member it is. So apparently the cast member who played Doberman on Sergeant Bilko is one of the cats. So there you go. The episodes I saw are pretty entertaining. You know, it's Top Cat is always scheming. He's always trying to, make a buck or get something. They're alley cats. The local cop is always after them. It's pretty formulaic stuff. If you know Hanna-Barbera, you kind of know what you're going to get. And I've definitely seen the character of Top Cat before, because Hanna-Barbera back in the 80s used to do a lot of those shows like Yogi's Treasure Hunt or the Laugh Olympics, where they would encompass all these Hanna-Barbera characters from other shows. So Top Cat's a character who definitely popped up on things like that, but I'd never seen his own show before. But I've checked it out now. It's pretty good. The discs look pretty good. I'd say if you are a fan of Hanna-Barbera animation, and most of my generation is, this is something you're probably going to want to add to your collection. And if you love Top Cat and specifically, this is something you're going to want to add. It's a pretty good set. This is a good set. You got all the episodes here in decent quality, in the original aspect ratio, and a lot of special features. What more are you going to ask for? So this is available now through Warner Archives. Like I said, you can get this on Amazon. Warner Archives used to have their own website. I don't know if they still do. I know they had a couple years ago changed the way they were doing things. So I usually get them through Amazon. That's me. I usually get them through Amazon, but check it out. Top Cat. And thank you to Warner Brothers for sending me this. It's definitely worth your time if you're an animation fan. All right, everybody. Until next time, keep wearing those pajamas.
Keep wearing those pajamas with the plastic feet. Keep wearing those pajamas. Tell everyone you meet. Keep wearing those pajamas with the back door flap. Keep wearing those pajamas. Don't open it, it's a trap. Oh no, it's a trap. Some people call them PJs, some people call them jammies. They can come embroidered with big money and no whammies. They can have 100 tiny commander adamas, but no matter how they look, just keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep wearing those pajamas. And now we're having fun. Keep wearing those pajamas. And now the song is done.